Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to TLR, the Ludicrous Report, episode 39. Almost at the big 4-0. We're almost over the hill. With me, as always, the awesome Issa, Diva Incarnate, Demon Diva. Like I said, you always have nicknames. They're all over the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just so cool. You have more than one name.
Yeah. Well, thank you when you put it that way. I adore you. I always tell people, I'm like, nobody hides me like Joey does.
I'm the automated hype man all the time.
You're the best.
But yeah, episode 39, the Ludicrous Report. A lot of interesting topics today, some more serious than others.
Yeah.
But this is a fun week. I'm already on my second cup of coffee today. I don't know
You
about
know
you,
that I
but
haven't had coffee?
really.
I haven't had coffee and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna. I have a long drive after we go off the air because I had
Yeah.
to drop off little Roman at my mom's because obviously we're heading to Detroit, so somebody's gotta babysit the baby. So
I get
I'm
it.
like, my mom and Vicente, her husband, they make the best coffee. So I feel like I've been saving it all day because they
Yeah, you're
make that
getting ready
good.
for it.
You know what they do? They do the whole process, the good coffee, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna save my coffee because I'll get there, and he knows how I am, so he'll make me like 2-3 cups, even if I'm only there for a little bit.
With the
So
sugar at the
that
bottom and the whole
yeah,
little.
it's gonna
Oh,
give me the energy that I need because we have a lot to do. I haven't even packed. I leave tomorrow. I have possibly another stream today. And the chat, Samantha is asking. I did get my SummerSlam nails done, and they actually happened to match our layout here. So look
look
at
at
that.
that.
We went yellow. I was having a hard time, but I'm deciding this summer I want bright summer color on my nails. So that's been the theme this summer. But
Yeah.
yeah, here they are. Gotta give the chat what they want to see.
Of course, of course. Obviously, this is a fun week for both of us because we finally get to do a wrestling event together.
We finally get to
Even-
hang out. I mean, we
um,
met, but we never actually hung out. And I
yeah.
consider you up there in my list of friends at this point. And I'm like, it's
Oh
amazing
yeah.
that I adore you so much, and we never even like sat down and had a freaking coffee together.
I know. That's how you know there's a real connection because we're
Yeah,
good friends outside of this and the wrestling stuff, and you're the best. You know that. That's it.
you're the best. We're gonna we have some fun things planned for both of our channels individually. So everybody that comes here for pop culture, we have
Yeah.
things planned that we're going to be doing in Detroit we even have something that's not even wrestling related, so make sure to subscribe to our channels because we're going to bring all of the fun stuff
Yeah.
from Detroit.
Yeah. I think that people just they know us from wrestling stuff, but like obviously we're humans. We have other hobbies and passions outside of wrestling. And I love showing that side to people. Like when I
Yeah,
tell people like, oh, I like to write for fun, and they're like, what? Like
yeah.
different things about us that we'll finally get to share with your audience, with my audience, with the TLR audience. So many fun things that we're gonna do in Detroit. But I see Joseph, Samantha, Ricky. Let's see, Ryan. So, like I said, Samantha, David, all these people in the Legos in the chat. So many fun people are here, and today's gonna be fun. That's all I can say. Today's gonna be a fun episode.
It's always fun.
Yeah, and because we are right around like actually the next tomorrow we'll be traveling to Detroit, like we've been
I'll be
talking.
on my flight as we speak at this time, so
Yeah, so we're coming to you guys like the last thing before we go to SummerSlam. I saw that someone wrote in the chat that they're happy that we have this episode today because it's SummerSlam week. So
yeah, I mean, I was telling everybody yesterday, I was like, I don't know how much content I'll be able to put out tomorrow, being
yeah,
the day before I leave, and me being the queen of procrastinating. I haven't even tried on my SummerSlam outfit. When I tell you I have a lot to do, I have a lot to do. But no, I love doing TLR. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, for not only do I get to talk to you, which I look forward to, and we're building such an incredible community in chat, but I feel like it's my disconnect. We
yeah,
always throw wrestling here and there, but it's my disconnect to talk about other things that I'm into, to talk about random topics. So I actually really look forward to this because all of my other content is so repetitive, it's so wrestling, that this show I really, really look forward to every week.
yeah. And you know what I'm so excited about too, and it may be cheesy or corny, but like I know you can appreciate it too. A big thing about these events, you being a veteran at this point, me going to my first one, veteran in a good way, by the way. And like you are like you're the epitome of what we're doing here.
I'll
But
take like the Trish Stratus of it, because
there
she
you
can
go.
got
Thank
it.
you, Issa. Thank you, Issa.
I want to be like a Goldberg kind of veteran. I want to be a.
I get you. I get you. But a big thing that I'm looking forward to, and I don't know if this is a thing, but I know it is for you, and I know it is for me. The fashion. This is like a moment to show up and show out. Like at this point, we gotta just put
I
on.
love that you bring that up because I'll never forget out of all the tweets that I got, and I think that was it when I talked to Triple H. I don't remember, but you were the one that tweeted that you recognized me just because you saw the shoes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I built all of my outfits. I built around the shoes. I start with the shoes, and then I build up from there. And so I always a big deal. So yes, I'm a sucker for, and I don't repeat my outfit. So if you see me wearing one thing at one event, you're not gonna see it. It doesn't make a comeback. I don't miss.
Yeah.
So yes, the fashion is my favorite thing about it. Just to get to dress up and have fun, and
Yeah. Someone said in the chat, it's like Lizzo, it's about damn time. And it's funny because Lizzo is on our list of topics today. Not in a good way, by the way. Usually Lizzo is someone who is praised in media and people look up to her. She's being sued.
Yeah.
She's being sued by former dancers, saying that working for her was a nightmare. There's actually a sexual assault lawsuit against her, which is, I don't even know. I didn't read too much into the sexual assault incident or whatever is going on, but there's 3 former dancers who are suing her for what they say as awful conditions on the job.
Yeah, these 3 female dancers, and this happened in the Lizzo tours between 2021 and 2023. So we're talking recent. This is way back in the day, and they're just coming at her now that she's famous. Yeah. It sounds like this just happened. They claim that they were either unjustly fired, forced to resign due to unbearable circumstances, and obviously there is some SA allegations. It sounds like there's a lot of drama, and it's 3. The accusations, it says the report is on TMC, you guys, and it says the accusations have been hurled in a few different directions, including some aimed at members of Lizzo's management teams, but it pertains to her specifically. She's being accused by this woman of basically holding them hostage in a number of situations.
Yeah. And it just goes to show that, like, even the best of the best, like, these things happen to, and unfortunately, some people are not even aware that this is going on. Like, Lizzo may not even know this is going on behind the scenes because there's so many people, there's so many moving parts, and unfortunately, it falls onto her. Not saying that she doesn't know, but
I think on this case, it was a lot of this is her. I think I think the involving management is probably in the matter of being unjustly fired, and this comes from my corporate America days. That's when you involve management and HR, and you it's known in corporate America when you want to get rid of someone, you kind of find a random reason, even though legally you don't have to give anybody a reason, nor do you, if you're resigning, have to give a 2 weeks or a reason of why you're leaving. Nobody has to explain anything to anyone. But I mean, if it's a BS reason, you do have a chance to say, hey, this doesn't make any sense. But it does say that in Europe, for example, Lizzo subjected these dancers to attend a nude show that they weren't comfortable with, and this was Lizzo's idea to make them go. And then it says during the Amsterdam outing, they claim Lizzo made her dancers touch the nude performers on stage and interact with them in vulgar and explicit ways. So I mean, if you guys, I don't want to get demonetized, or I don't want to get the video taken down, so we can't really go into too many details, but TMC will give you a lot of the details of some of the things. It's not a light case, to say the least. This sounds quite serious.
And it says that they came to her from her Amazon reality show, Watch Out for the Big Girls. Did you know she had an Amazon reality show?
No, but I'm not a big Lizzo person.
Me either.
To be fair, her music is just not my thing. I mean, I'm a big hip hop girl, and then like reggaeton, Puerto Rican. And when I'm not listening to that, I'm listening to our stuff, right? 90s, 2000s, like pop and all that. So I'm getting to that age, and I hate to admit it, where just these newer artists are just not doing it for me.
No, you know what? And I think that that's a topic that we can kind of save, put a pin in it till we do our nostalgia show to kind of talk about the old stuff to today. But I agree. I don't know what is happening with like music in general. Like I heard the new Travis Scott album, and I've always been a fan of Travis Scott, and I was like, "What is this?" Like I feel like I'm like
Well, that's the thing. Even
it's
with
just
even with rap
yeah,
and hip hop, I had an appreciation for, like, one of the things that I love about rap and hip hop and Bad Bunny.
yeah,
They are very good with the wordplay. Some of the things that they say, you just sit there and you can't help but to think that was freaking clever. The way that you work that into an insult or into, like, you know. And
yeah,
today it just doesn't feel like there's a lot of thought being put behind the lyrics. And like you said, this could be pinned, but I think that given the generation that we're in, the TikTok generation, where they just take a 15-second clip of a song and meme that and make that viral, I feel like people are just looking for a catchy hook. They're not looking for a song that, I don't know, there's just not, back in the day, we used to burn the CDs. We love songs and give them to someone. There are no songs out there to dedicate to anyone right now. You
yeah,
have to go back to the old school vault and
yeah.
look like a grandma. But I don't, there's nothing in, I haven't downloaded anything recent in quite some time. I'll leave it at that.
I think the best way, and the chat may not like this because I know they don't like him, but I think the best way to describe music is simply put by calling it Kanye West. Kanye West was so good back in the day, 808s and heartbreaks, graduation. I mean, there was just a lot of stuff, and it gradually just got worse and worse, and then it got crazy. Can't hear you, Issa. I think you're muted.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think, yeah, Kanye was amazing, and every album back in the day, it was just so different. It felt like a whole different, like, he
yeah,
evolved, right? He
yeah,
started losing me a little bit after Jesus. I think the
yeah.
life of Pablo has a couple of bangers, but then after that, I'm like,
It gradually got worse.
Donda. Yeah, I mean, you see my, if you look at my Kanye library, you see how it gets like smaller and smaller the newer the music got.
Yeah,
But yeah, like, he would just work. So I remember when he did, was it 808s and Heartbreak? I can't remember which album he did that. He went to Hawaii. He was flying everyone out there,
yeah,
and like, he worked for it for so long, but he had to perfection everything. Then
yeah,
he came out with, he put on YouTube the songs that didn't even make the album, and they were just as good. And you were like, how do you pick what makes the album and what doesn't when everything is a banger? But yeah, I feel very outside of Bad Bunny, like Samantha says,
yeah,
and Bad Bunny is home to me. Like, I listen to Bad Bunny and I think of Puerto Rico. Like, it's a
yeah,
different connection that I have with him as an artist. But when Bad Bunny's on his bag in Spanish, his wordplay is what I love. Like, some of the things that he says in his raps, and I'm like, how do you come up with that? Like, who thinks of this? And that gives me flashbacks to, like, Eminem. Eminem did a lot of shocking songs that would not fly today. But
yeah.
there are some songs that, if you listen to the lyrics and the way that he's like putting these words in that, I don't know, I have a fascination with rap music because of that, because like the way they're so clever about their workplace, like poetry but with curse
Yeah.
words.
Post Malone just came out with a new album this past Friday, and I've I've always been a fan of Post Malone. I feel like he's
Hmm.
he's a mainstream superstar, and I don't know. I feel like the music has kind of just gotten lazy.
It's really funny that you mentioned that, because I was watching a video on the whole Doja Cat like
Yeah,
fallout, which we discussed last week here. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. But they talked about how Post Malone was an artist that admitted to starting with something that will go viral, that will be more mainstream, and
yeah,
then kind of switch to what he really wanted to do
yeah,
once he got the audience, which is what I think Doja Cat was trying to go to, but she handled it the wrong way.
yeah,
But now I feel like it's going back to that. Like, it just feels like, oh, like nothing,
yeah,
nothing jumps out at me on his newer music either.
yeah. I feel like it used to be to a point where the album was the masterpiece from
Right.
start to finish. Everything mattered on the album. Now it's like they look for those one or two singles to put out
Yeah, but you
just
can't
to
do
make it go
that.
viral, and then the rest of the album is horrible.
It's really funny that you mentioned that, because what I loved about Un Verano Sin Ti, which was a huge album for Bad Bunny, I mean, he got nominated for Album of the Year in the English Grammys, and it is
Yeah,
still topping charts in Spotify. This album came out over a year ago. He
yeah,
hasn't released anything. And what I called it was an unskippable album. I can listen to that album from start to finish without skipping a single song. And what I kept telling people, like my nephews, and like, I was like, I haven't heard an unskippable album in years. There's always songs that you skip through. It had been a while for me to find an album that I can play and like go clean, do whatever you need to do because you don't have to be worrying about, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was an unskippable album, and I don't feel like people are doing that anymore. They make one or two bangers, and then the rest of the songs are just there.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel the same way. Music today is kind of just, it's gotten, like I said, lazy and just
Yeah.
a lot of it unbearable. But
Yeah,
speaking
so
of
Lizzo,
something,
like back to Lizzo, she
yeah,
never hit for me. Like I don't. Again, we said
no.
about it, Doja Cat. There's nothing Lizzo in my library either.
This may seem very harsh or bad, mean, negative, whatever you want to call it, but I feel like Lizzo really got a lot of her attention, a lot of her spark from being political. I don't think that it was because her music was like the best that there was. I feel like she made a big impact politically and standing up for what she believes in. And I think that that's what pulled people in to give her that big spotlight that she had. I don't think that it was like, wow, she has the best song of the year or you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was about the music. I think it was about
Yeah,
her stance publicly.
yeah. I don't disagree with that statement.
Yeah. But we talked about something, being skippable, and I wish that we can skip this, or at least
Uh-oh.
the people in this topic. Uh, Logan Paul, Jake Paul in the news again. I don't know if it's for the right reasons, but it's funny because when earlier before we went live, I was talking to our editor Rob, and I had put a title for the video, and he's like, "What do you mean?" Because he didn't understand the title, and I said, "Oh, I'll switch it." And he said, "Why?" "Oh, it's because like Logan and Jake are constantly in the headlines in the news. That like I don't know which headline it is. There's
Right,
just there's too many.
right.
They're always just in it, just to be in it. I feel like it is like we saw on Raw, viral moments, and that's basically what they do. But there is a new Jake Paul documentary coming out on Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of where this stems from. And Logan Paul was on a record for that, saying that he feared that there'd be a situation with Jake Paul because of his hate that he would commit suicide, and he was scared, and he was trying to kind of be there for him just because he was scared of that.
I can
Yeah,
I can't understand these comments because he's talking about Jake Paul like the beginning of his YouTube career, and he was
yeah,
such a clown. He was such a clown at the beginning of his YouTube career, but also I always give credit where it's due, and you gotta
yeah,
remember the Paul brothers. I mean, the empire that they built off of Vine. They came from Vine. And if you remember what Vine was, it was 6 seconds pranks. So I
yeah,
didn't expect Logan Paul to switch from Vine to YouTube and start acting serious, you know? And he was doing the pranks. He was like the neighbors hated him. I don't know if you remember, he was in the
yeah.
news because the neighbors called the news, and like and his address would
He was a
get
punk.
kept, yeah, his address kept getting leaked. So everybody like that these neighborhoods were never at peace because all of these little fans were showing up to try to get a glance at them and to try to get in their videos
Yeah,
ultimately, because that's how he was very careless. But the one thing that, I mean, obviously they were concerned, but he was also so young. A lot
yeah,
of people still like give like when I when people make the argument, because a lot of people now bring up Logan Paul in normal conversations to me because he's in WWE, right? And
yeah,
of course, you know how it is. People see you, they talk wrestling to you because they know what you do. And I'm like, you know what? Bring up Crypto Zoo. That I think is a bad choice. But don't bring back it was wrong. I don't agree with
yeah,
the whole forest thing. But this was years ago, before this guy built an empire, when he was just doing YouTube and he was like 20 years old. Like I was an idiot in my 20s. So I'm not trying to defend him, but if I had the public platform that I had now when I was younger, I would have probably said and done a lot of really stupid things
yeah.
because you don't think about them. You know what I mean? It's different. Like you do mature, people do change. So, I mean, it's concerning that it got that bad. But the one thing that I will say is he never acted that way. He always acted like such a tool. He was always happy. His videos were always loud. So you would have never guessed that he was actually struggling with that.
Yeah. And what I find to be interesting too is because, listen, there's so many things where I see these two and I'm like, shut up, get off the screen. But at the end of the day, I feel like people love to hate them because Jake Paul originally was a Disney actor. He was on Disney Channel.
Yeah, he was on Disney Channel.
And
Which is crazy to me
I
that Jake Paul, because he's the biggest tool of the two, and he's the one who actually was in mainstream media.
Yeah, and this is a guy who you know, from Disney Channel broke into music and had a song that everybody, Disney Channel flow, you know, that stupid
it's
nonsense.
Every day, bro, with the Disney Channel flow.
Yeah.
Why do I know the lyrics? Please, I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think it was his theme song when he.
Oh my God! Remember when he's like, when the guy that collab comes in and says, "London is my city," or no, England is my city. England is not a city, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but this is
I still use that joke. I still say England is my city. As a matter of fact, I dropped that line a million times when everybody was going to UK for Money in the Bank.
And now you could say, aren't they going there for AEW now?
Yeah, for all in. England is my city. Anyway, sorry. Don't bring up It's Every Day, bro, because I'll go real stupid.
No, but he was a Disney Channel star. He broke into music. He was a huge YouTube star, whatever the sensation. Got into boxing. I mean, this guy is just everywhere, stayed on top. And the same thing with Logan Paul. This guy put out a video that got him canceled. Like, he was the epitome of what canceled was, and found his way back somehow, and has one of the most popular podcasts in the world. He is the first social media influencer to have a company, a product that is an official drink of something. Prime is the official drink of the UFC, right there.
This is the best one, by the way. I love this one.
I heard that. I tried the red one, and I didn't like it.
No, this ice pop one, if you put a little rum in it,
yeah. Add that to the list at SummerSlam. But, he's just done everything.
I understand that they're disliked, and I can understand why some people dislike them, but I can never take away credit. And I love that you say people love to hate Jake Paul, because my words yesterday during my stream was, I hate that I don't hate Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Like, that was literally how I felt. I'm like, I hate, but I am also I when it comes to wrestling, I love heels, I love jerks. Like, that's just maybe in real life explains why I'm single. Anyways, I don't understand how he got it so fast. Because if you go back to that interview that he did with Roman, his first couple of promos, I was like, this kid is lost, but he's good in the ring. Yep. And then they finally just let him go out there and be a jerk, which is what he is his brand. And everything just like, yesterday when he brought up the Samantha Irwin line to Ricochet, I was like, bro,
it's so on brand.
He got it. And the West, I don't know. I'm not too big on Jake Paul. I will tell you that right now. I do have It's Every Day, bro, in my playlist, though. Don't tell anybody. But I will say, like, I'm not big on him, but I don't hate him, and I hate that I don't hate Logan Paul.
Yeah,
I don't.
I think that he has been killing it in this storyline with Ricochet. Everything has been great.
He's making it. Ricochet hasn't really.
No.
I mean, Ricochet's not good at the mic, and and he's getting an opportunity to work with somebody huge, and he's not capitalizing on it.
Yeah, I think that Logan Paul has just been killing it every time. And last night on Raw, I mean, he brings up the Samantha Irvin stuff, and then looks directly in the hard camera, and I was like, he's got it.
He gets it.
He was playing with the crowd and just, and then the backstage segment when he was dancing and he called Byron Baldy, and he's gonna be Byron. Like, everything is just it's
this is the same guy who had to ask Roman what a what chant was months ago.
Yeah.
And this is also like, you can't tell me that it's like, oh, rehearsals, this and that. This guy doesn't have time to be hanging out backstage at WWE learning. So if he's doing any studying, he's doing it on his own, because if you follow him, you know that he's traveling, he's everywhere, and he just shows up when he needs to show up, but he's not there. And as a matter of fact, and thank you, Joseph, for bringing it up, a lot of people are speculating that his match is going to be the first one at SummerSlam, because this guy wants to fly from Detroit to walk his brother to the ring in his fight with Nathan Diaz. Like, Logan Paul doesn't stop. So for me, like, the thing that I give him credit for is that he's.
Did we lose her? Oh, I think we lost Issa, but I get exactly what she's saying in regards to Logan Paul just being everything that he is at the moment, killing it in WWE. But I think it's going to be, I don't know everybody listening and watching right now, I don't know if we've seen before someone perform at a WWE Premium Live event and then all of a sudden go to another event that's on pay-per-view live. That to me is going to be historical. I don't think we've seen that done before. And Logan Paul, again, will be the first person to do it. At least he's trying to be the first person to do it. He said on his podcast recently, I don't know if you guys follow the Impulsive podcast, but I watch it on YouTube here and there, especially when they have WWE guys on. But what he said was, well, let me move my camera this way until Issa comes back. What he said was that he requested to go on first so he can get in and out, so he can go walk, obviously, Jake Paul to the ring. But this is just, I don't know. To me, that's loyalty, first off. But second, it's dedication to the craft. But also, it's just, fans of WWE who are going to watch Logan Paul are also going to jump to watch his fight. Hopefully not during SummerSlam. But I think it just helps build the Logan Paul character more to show, like what Issa was saying, that he does everything, that he is everywhere. And we can all assume that if you're walking to the ring with a bottle of Prime, whether it's a WWE ring, UFC ring, or a fight with Nate Diaz alongside Jake Paul, Logan is just on another level. And what I was saying before in regards to what he's doing with Ricochet, this is a huge opportunity for Ricochet to really show up and show out, not just in the ring, but where he's lacking. And that's also on the microphone. Yes, Davis is another Issa power outage. Oh, bueno. Hopefully she gets back soon so we can continue our conversation. But wait, I think she's back.
I'm back.
She's back.
My power went out for like a half a second. And when that happens, everything resets. So you have to wait for everything to come back. Yay, Puerto Rico problems.
No, I was just telling chat that Logan is just on another level. And I don't think that it's been done before to participate in a premium live event, a huge one like SummerSlam, then all of a sudden appear a few hours later on pay-per-view for a fight like Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz, where a lot of people are going to be watching. It's just going to be, he's basically being a WWE ambassador to go over there and hold down the fort. And it's just, I don't think it's ever been done before to see someone on two different, essentially two pay-per-views in the same night.
Yeah, I am probably going to be someone that's going to be keeping an eye on. I'm very interested, not on the whole card, but I want to see how Nate Diaz and Jake Paul goes.
Yeah.
I will say, though, like, I'm disappointed. Maybe, I don't know if they've done pressers for it, but I don't know if Nate Diaz talking game has gone down, because I haven't seen anything go viral. And the one thing I always loved about Nate Diaz as a fighter is he always gave us a viral clip. Like, his feuds with Conor McGregor were just chef kiss, beautiful trash talking, and I love that part of the fight game. And because they're doing it outside of like UFC or WWE, you would think that they would elevate that part. And I'm like very disappointed that I haven't seen anything. Like, remember when McGregor fought Mayweather? Every single one of those press conferences went viral because it was so crazy. I was expecting that from this event, and I didn't get any of that. And you don't take for granted having Nate Diaz. His shit talking is on a different level. Like, you use that.
I honestly, I remember when this fight was announced, and after that, it just fell off, and I haven't heard anything about it until Logan just brought it up recently.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about it. I just remember being disappointed that it was SummerSlam day, because I was like, they picked a horrible day for it, because I'm not gonna be. I would have bought that. I haven't bought any of Jake Paul's pay-per-views. That one I would have figured out a way to watch it.
Just because Nate Diaz is awesome, and everyone wants to see him knock out Jake Paul. I don't know if it will happen, but
it better happen.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: Do you watch Impulsive at all? Do you
I do sometimes. Like, depends on who his guest is. Sometimes I just don't get into it, but I'm subscribed, and every once in a while I'll tune in. But it's not one that I'm watching on the weekly. But I do follow it.
He just had Seth Rollins on recently.
I saw that,
and he mentioned that he's like, I don't know how this works. Do I request it to Triple H, or what do I do? That's literally almost word for word what he said. Like, he doesn't even know how to do that. And he's like, I wanted to work with two people. I wanted to work with Ricochet, and I wanted to work with LA Knight. Which one would you prefer to see? I know we're getting obviously
LA Knight.
I would have loved to see him go against LA Knight. I feel like the characters are so much
because
closer together. Like,
the
who's the real
problem,
megastar?
no, the problem that we have here, if you really think about it, is on the mic, Logan Paul and LA Knight would have delivered. I think in the ring, Ricochet and Logan Paul are gonna do some crazy stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
they could have given us a triple threat, but I feel like Logan Paul and LA Knight would have been the build. I don't know because, like, I'm sorry, I don't even like LA Knight's finisher. I'm very high on him, and I understand the buzz about him, but I also think he needs a new finisher. Like, I don't see a match that he's had in his time in the main roster that I tell you, oh my god, you gotta go watch this, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like they would have killed it in the mic because that's what's missing here. I don't think Ricochet is showing a lot of oof against
He's
what
too
Logan
nice.
has to say, right? But I think in the ring, just based on that Royal Rumble spot, and even though it was botched, they were willing to do some crazy stuff at Money in the Bank. So I guarantee you they have a chip on their shoulders because they screwed up their big spot. They're not gonna mess up at SummerSlam. So I think in the ring, I think Ricochet and LA Knight delivers more. But I'm a story person, so
Yep.
I would have appreciated a better build.
Yeah. What I've noticed, and it's funny that you mentioned it, LA Knight's finisher, it used to be something else in NXT, and
Yeah.
it kind of switched a few times. Now, I don't even know what it's called. It's not one of those moves that are like RKO, like stunner. It's not a memorable move, but I don't know if you caught it on this last Friday on SmackDown when he faced Ashani the Adonis. He kicked him in the gut and then did it, and it almost looked like a stunner, like a Stone Cold Stunner. Did you catch that?
I saw it.
Like a Stone Cold Stunner RKO type move.
Yeah, but with Kevin
It was
Owens doing
quicker
the
than normal.
stunner all the time, I don't even want to see Kevin Owens do the stunner, if I'm being honest with you. I thought the pop-up power bomb was a great move for Kevin Owens. So I don't need a adjusted version of the stunner, not from LA Knight, not from anyone.
Yeah. But let's save the wrestling for when we're in Detroit.
We're gonna have tons of wrestling.
Yeah, we'll have dinner tomorrow night, you and I, and we'll talk wrestling.
We already have our restaurant planned out, thanks to me.
Oh, we do. And Issa, after you told me, I was like, I forgot that's there. I didn't even think about it.
I've been dreaming of going to that place since I heard about it, and then I was like, well, I didn't want to tell anybody because I don't want nobody to steal my idea. But at the same time, I was like, who's nerdy enough that's gonna be down to do this with me? And I was like, my bestie Joey, we got dinner plans on Wednesday. What time do you land?
I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be a fun time. I'm not saying anything. I'm leaving that all up to you. We'll film content.
But that will be an experience we can actually talk about here on TLR. I know we talk a lot of wrestling and we go off topic. I think what we're doing tomorrow for dinner, if both of our flights land on time and everything goes smooth, is actually an experience that can be discussed here on the next show.
Ricky says Applebee's. No, it's not.
It's not Applebee's. I'm going to Applebee's. I will be vlogging an Applebee's experience too.
Lego says Applebee's, please.
Everybody knows my co-host over at Wrestling Inc. and I made a bet that he was rooting for Cody and I was rooting for Roman, and he never paid me the dinner that he owes me. So now he's gonna pay it to me in Detroit, and we have selected Applebee's. So everybody's waiting to see the moment that he finally pays off his debt, and I'm gonna make him pay.
Are we gonna be tourists, Issa? Are we gonna go to Olive Garden?
No. Let me tell you something. Because of I've shared this in this podcast before, but because of my stomach condition, I'm very particular about places that I eat. I will make all the exceptions on Wednesday. I need to have that food. But Applebee's have one meal that doesn't like flare up my stomach. So I am the loser that acts like a tourist and says, "Can we go to Applebee's?" But it's because I want to eat,
love Applebee's.
especially after you can ask. I have a funny joke with Sean Rossap because I think it was San Antonio. We ate at Applebee's twice after like press events, and I kept saying Applebee's, and they like making fun of me. But I was like, I don't think you guys understand that when your stomach everything triggers it and you find that one thing that doesn't, you kind of want to eat that because you're trying to be safe. I'm traveling, I'm working, so I don't want to eat anything stupid. So everybody makes fun of me on these wrestling trips because you're going to end up at Applebee's one night or another because that's what I want to eat. We'll probably end up at Applebee's on Friday or something.
But also, what else is open then,
Applebee's has some bomb drinks. They have some good food. And you know what I love? Their appetizer menu is good. I'm the kind of person too that likes to go somewhere to just have drinks and talk. Yeah. So I like ordering appetizers and we all just pick because you got to order something for them to let you sit there. You know what I mean? So I'm the kind that keeps ordering appetizers just so they leave us alone.
You know where I went this weekend, and I haven't been there in a long time, and I was
Where?
highly impressed with the food, but also the drinks. Outstanding. Bahama Breeze.
It still exists?
Yeah. Yeah. At least over here it does.
Yeah.
And
New York has everything. New York has everything.
yeah, I came back from Florida and I was like, I need my fix of like beach, tropical. I went, got a pina colada. I was living life.
If you don't plan a trip to Puerto Rico soon, so I can show you some real beach and
I
tropical
know.
fix.
I know. I think I'm gonna have to do that. I think that's the next trip. Puerto
You
Rico.
can save it for the winter. That way you can get a break from the cold. Because it's summer here all year long. So
You heard it here first. But Samantha said she never heard of it. Yeah, Bahama Breeze. It's like a Bohemian,
yeah.
tropical.
It's the original Margaritaville.
Yes, and like it's like a better like. I feel like Rainforest Cafe is like a knockoff. Like Rainforest Cafe is like
Rainforest Cafe. It's like,
yeah,
oh my God, I gotta send you the links to those videos. So funny.
Yeah. Well, this next topic I do want to touch on. I figured we'd keep it along the lines of the mental health because
I know.
we were just talking about Logan Paul and his brother, but Angus Cloud, man, what a sad story. For those of you who are, I think his most memorable work is Euphoria.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good show. Passed away yesterday, 25 years old. It's not confirmed the cause of death. I was reading in the interview that they say it's a potential overdose because he did have mental health struggles, and also he buried his dad a week or so ago. So it's just a sad, like Joseph said, shocking passing. A lot of people comparing him to Mac Miller. I don't know if that's appropriate, just because they kind of look similar and they have a similar vibe, but
right. But I feel like this is different, and it just goes to show you how grieving it still can affect people in so many different ways, and it's something that some people can recover from. I never take somebody's grieving process. It's not a joke. However, people need to grieve, like do it. I personally have always told everybody in life that my biggest fear is losing my dad. So when I read this news, it hit me because I was like, you don't know how you will handle losing. And it says in all the reports that you go read, they were like best friends. Like it says how close he was to his dad. And, I never be able to be put in that situation, but I'm like, that's how I am with my dad. I take my dad day drinking. We have our daddy-daughter dates still to this day, and we're both old now. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't know how I will react to that. And I saw some people like that were posting on social media, some of his friends and all that. Like, I wish I would have seen the signs. And I was like, they might have not been any signs. This is something that happened so suddenly. I know his dad was ill, but this one broke my heart. Not only was it shocking, but it broke my heart. And I don't know. I think everybody has a different belief on whatever afterlife is or what happens to you. But I hope that somehow he's reunited with his dad.
Yeah, that's the most that we could say about it. I mean, it's just it's a tragedy. It's sad. I don't know what happens next with Euphoria because he was just such a huge part of that show. A lot of people coming out saying he was like the main, like the heart and soul of that show.
And there's always such a weird. I don't want to bring this up, but I always appreciated how Fast and the Furious kind of drove Paul Walker into the sunset, and that was it. And we're all gonna suspend our disbelief. You have to be very careful about how you write these characters off when real life tragedy happens, because that could loom around this. And Euphoria is such a successful show for HBO, and if you're gonna continue, they have to be very. And with the strike, who knows now, right? When they would even go into recording a next season. But I just hope that they treat however they write him off very respectfully, especially because of the context of this show and what we know so far that might have happened to him.
Exactly.
So I always appreciated how. I don't like that they still bring him up in the movie, Paul Walker. Like, they still act like he's just somewhere taking care. Like, you know what? You drove him off. Let's not mention him. Unless it's like a flashback or something.
Yeah.
But the sky just got dark. It's thundering, and I told you I have a long drive to do. This is the last thing that I need. But anyways, it just broke my heart, and it's just as
Yeah.
someone who fears that every like, and I'm a very fearless person, and I'm like, that will be the one thing that I don't know how I will handle. I don't know what I will do. You talk
Yeah.
to me about my dad or my dog, you will see I will be a mess. And people need to grieve, and people sometimes can't recover from grieving, and that is just is it really is a thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and everybody in the chat as well. I think his last part of being on Euphoria was when his house got raided and he was arrested, right?
Correct.
So he was in a sense
Put him
kind
in
of written
prison.
up.
Put him in prison. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there's
that's not a bad idea actually.
yeah. But just a sad, and I don't mean to just jump to like, oh, like what happens with the show, like to kind of not be insensitive in any way. I'm just trying to keep it pop culture,
I
but
just feel for, and I think Joseph said it in the chat. Imagine
yeah,
other people, his mom losing the dad and the son in within a
yeah,
week, you know. And
yeah.
I feel bad, but sometimes I don't know. I don't know because a lot of times people are in a situation where you can't. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say to help someone. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I know that people say a lot of times some people make up their minds and there's nothing that you can
Yeah.
do, and we are going it's gonna come down hard. Great.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I heard that yesterday. I was reading something, and I don't want to get too much into like the sad mental health stuff, but I was watching something on TikTok yesterday that really was just it hit me in the gut, and it said it was talking about mental health and suicide prevention, and it was a doctor talking about people who suffer from severe mental health issues that get to the point of making that decision. They tend to lose their empathy, which is what leads them to that point to not think about the people they're leaving behind. And it kind of
Correct.
made me think like, wow, like I never thought of it like that. Like, because there's always the stereotypical
Because they're
view.
in that situation where they feel
Yeah,
whatever it is that's causing that, they're not gonna get out of that. They're not thinking
yeah.
of, and a lot of I mean there's different situations. Some people go into an episode that you could just be losing it, and you might not have control of what you do. You know, we actually sing, and not even in the top.
Did we lose her again? I hope not. This is a good topic. Give her a second.
Am I back? Am I back? Okay, I'm
I
back.
hear you.
No,
I hear you. Yeah.
I was gonna say there's been like murders that have happened and people get found not guilty due to mental health issues because they don't know right from wrong at the time that they commit this murder, because when it's happening. You're not thinking of
Yeah.
others at that time.
It's just a sad situation, and all I could kind of leave on this topic is, uh, be there, make yourself available to your friends and family. Uh, check in on your happy friends. Check in on your friends and family in general, and just let them know that one, you value them, two, you love them, but three, that you are there for them and you care about them. Because sometimes all you need is just that one sense of uh, appreciation, or someone shows you that sense of love and compassion, and that could really make or break a situation. But that could save a life. So,
Could have not said it better myself, friend.
but let's end this show on a better topic, on a fun topic, on a
Speaking of a better topic, I just sent a video to your phone. And when you have a second look at it, it's thundering. You gotta see where Roman decided to hide. Roman likes to hide when it's storming, and you gotta see where he's hiding.
You want me to watch it on air? All right, let's see. OMG.
He's the cutest title on my display.
That's so sad. That's just so cute. He's a prized possession. He is a title. Look
Yeah.
at him. He knows. He knows.
He's hiding. Joseph is
Uh,
asking, in my shelf where I have my belts, the bottom one is empty. And he's just laying there like this.
oh man, I love it. I love it. But our last topic today, like I said, we're gonna end on a high note. Taylor Swift doing. I was talking to our editor before, and we were saying how much money Taylor Swift is making. She's making 13 million a night on every night of her tour.
Yep. Yep.
13 million a night.
Yeah, when Bad Bunny did his stadium tours, they were saying that, like, when they did the math, it came out to like 50 million a night. They were saying he was basically making like a 250,000 per song he was performing out there, and I'm like, that's ridiculous.
It wasn't even possible. But yeah, the topic is in the title of today's show. Taylor Swift gives a bonus. She gifted bonuses to her truck drivers for her Eras tour. They got $100,000 as a bonus. These are the topics
And this is
that I want to see
not.
headline.
I know, and this is not just like a guy or two. There are 50 truckers in the U.S. carrying all the equipment or the stage around. So we're talking $5 million that she just gave out. And according to TMC, she personally handed the checks herself.
Yeah, that's a half day of work for her.
That's like the first half of the concert right there. Okay?
Yeah, that's the first 3 albums. Like, my gosh, this, and like, Taylor Swift is one of those people that I hate to love. I don't know why. I just don't like her. But man, she's a badass. I can't help it.
Yeah, and at the end of the TMC report, it says our production sources tell us that Taylor also bonus band members, dancers, lighting and sound technicians, caterers, which is very important. All of these concerts have food and everything for everybody backstage, and others. It's unclear to none how much the non-truckers received, but we're told it was a very generous amount. I am a big believer in energy that you put out there. I am a big believer in things that you put out come back to you, like these blessings, karma. So when people ask, oh, what is Taylor Swift doing? Why is she so successful? Also think she's also doing these kind of things that those blessings come back to you one way or another. Put goodness into the word.
And normally when you think of bonuses, they usually come around like the holidays or things like that. She just wake it up and just like 5 million. I'll deliver it myself. Like,
yeah.
Come on,
that's a standard now, Vicky. It makes you wonder though, because I haven't brought him up. Bad Bunny made a lot of money on his. I know Beyonce is currently on a stadium worldwide tour. It just really makes you wonder, like, now, what are these other artists doing? Because she didn't have to do that. These guys get paid their salary and all that. She didn't have to do that. So it's a very, very nice gesture, and I wish more of our headlines every week were that way. But the world functions on negative headlines, man. We need more headlines like this one.
Yeah, Samantha says, "I wish I got that type of bonus." Me too. Who do we got to talk to?
I wish I got a bonus, honestly. I don't even care how much. Just even a bonus will be nice.
I'm gonna be cheesy. You know what my bonus is gonna be? My bonus is gonna get to see you all this week.
I'll buy you a cup of coffee. That's gonna be your bonus.
But I know it's been busy. Outside of this, is there anything new you've been watching or?
No, I've been super busy. I've been obviously, working here on the weekends, covering local events. So I basically have had no life. I haven't even taken a day off in over like a week and a half. But I am excited for the new season of Big Brother. I'm a big reality show junkie, so I'll have all the tea from Big Brother. That starts tomorrow. And yeah, there are certain shows, Big Brother, Survivor, and The Challenge, that I will watch every week when they're airing, even if I'm watching wrestling. The problem is Big Brother is a lot of content because you can watch them 24/7. You know what I mean? Like, and they have 3 shows a week. So we'll see how good I'll be able to keep up with them. But I'm excited for Big Brother. I haven't watched anything outside. I haven't even seen Barbie yet.
I don't plan to see that. Speaking of Big Brother, I saw on my Facebook, yes, I still use Facebook. A bunch of my friends from my hometown in Florida are promoting that someone from our town is on Big Brother. Like this.
I believe they did the cast reveal this week, but I haven't gotten to. I typically don't watch their cast reveal or anything. I follow a lot of YouTubers that cover Big Brother. Yeah. So I typically go to some of the Big Brother YouTubers and watch their review of the cast reveal. So I'll let you know who the big person from Florida might be.
Yeah. Apparently, I might know this guy. I don't know. If I do, I haven't seen him since I was like 17. His name's Luke. I don't know. That's all I know. Luke something is on Big Brother, and he's from my hometown, and I went to school with him apparently. And who, God knows if I know
That's
him.
funny. That's
I have
funny.
no idea. I saw a picture. I was like, doesn't look. I don't remember him, but like,
It didn't ring a bell, right?
no. But who knows?
I think Big Brother is such an interesting experiment, right? I'm more of a Survivor person, but I think being able to be watched 24/7, like the real colors and how people really are can come out real quick. But I feel like Big Brother is a lot more social. I think you do have to have a social for Survivor. But in Survivor, if you have the strength and the body and the mental to survive the elements and win challenges, you don't necessarily need to have that in that social aspect, where Big Brother is like 90% social aspect.
Yeah.
I'm too antisocial for Big Brother.
I don't know. I can't, like, I'll watch those shows for like a little while and then I just get like, I don't know.
I find it so interesting that you have to like vote these people off, basically backstab them, but still they have to like you enough to give you the money at the end of the. I think that's like, I love to see the strategy that people take in order to like get that, because you had the villains, you had the people that play it clean, you had the people that kind of blur the lines, and I always love seeing what strategy this person takes, or when the judge, like when the jury panel just gets it completely off, because obviously they haven't seen a lot of what we see in an edited version, or in Big Brother, even the live feeds, like these people are talking crap about you behind your back and you don't even know, and the whole crowd knows it. Like, it's crazy. Like, I find it so interesting. And to be honest with you, the fact that these shows are still going, Survivor is going on to season 46.
Crazy amount.
Survivor was the biggest thing in the world in the early 2000s. Everybody was watching Survivor. And the fact that they have managed to still keep that show going with millions still watching is admirable. Just like wrestling. I always admire that about wrestling.
Yeah, it's insane. Insane stuff. Insane times we're living in. Something that I'll be watching this week is SummerSlam.
Hey, I might be watching it. I'm not sure.
Might be a little busy. I don't know.
Please be there to hold my hand during the Roman Reigns match.
Man, I am so excited for this week. Again, kudos to you for helping me get to that point. I'll forever be grateful to you. But
I got you.
Stay tuned for a lot of fun content coming from Issa and I throughout the week, throughout the weeks in general, period.
Yeah.
Because we do this show and all the content we're going to get at SummerSlam. I think it's going to be a fun time.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to just jump in and just
I guess I should probably pack, huh?
Yeah.
As it's thundering, because there's no way I can go to my mom's right now. So I might as well get some packing done while I wait.
Yeah, I think it's time to end the show and go pack for this week. And I think that we'll see. Maybe I don't know. We haven't figured it out yet. Maybe we'll go live or something.
Yeah, I want to do something. Maybe we'll revisit the stream that we did 1 hour sitting in Detroit talking about our picks, who we want to win and all that. We'll figure it out. The schedule is a little all over the place, guys. So when we can, we will. But we're going to, even if we can't do it live, we'll have tons of pre-recorded content coming.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. And again, follow all of our social media. You can follow at NYC Demon Diva. Me, I know it says at Joey Karni there, but I tweet and all my information is at the Angle Radio, usually for my wrestling stuff, and I'll post more there. But stay up to date with us on social media, and you can see what's going on, and we're going to give you guys the best that we can.
Yes, we are. Can't wait. And we'll be here Tuesday, probably tired as hell.
Yeah. For now, that's it for TLR episode 39. Next week, the big 4-0 over the hill. And until we get over that hill, we just got one more stop, and that's SummerSlam. So thank you guys for another great episode. Issa, I can't wait to see you in person. And we'll see you guys at SummerSlam.